love this gadget, I swear to God.
Show him the autograph I gave you.
Check out that bad boy. I'm a legend. Bad lad. Right, well, I'm going to hand you over. Big round of applause, everybody, please.
Big round of applause for Sonny. Meow. Kamehameha, bitches. Hi, how are you? Now go sit down. I'm completely shattered, as you say. And knackered. And ninnered and innard and all the other things. I've had a great time. Thank you very much for having me. Goodbye. No. This is good. I'm Sonny Strait. I'm the voice of Krillin from Dragon Ball Z. Do you know that? Maze Hughes from Full Metal Alchemist. Drossel on Black Butler. You know that one? You guys see we're on High School? I play Mizuzu on that. So, that's 10 refresher points for all of you. Lupin the Third. I did not lose the game. Stop it. How dare you. So I think this is supposed to be like a question and answer thing. So, if anyone has any questions and you don't have too pronounced of an accent, speaking of Sonny, let's hear what you got. Yes. Hello, hello. Okay, what you got?
What's your favorite character you voiced?
My favorite character that I voiced would probably be Krillin. Because I've done Krillin the longest. I sort of grew up in anime with him. Was that me? Oh, stop it. Cut it out. But yeah, I love Krillin. I like that he's a family man. And I like that he dies a lot. Because as an actor, you like doing death scenes. So he is a rich treasure trove of death. As a matter of fact, when I first started acting, that was the first role I got. And he died so much, I really didn't think of it as a serious job. Until I got my next acting role, and I went, okay, maybe I have a career here. Yeah. Sonny, yes, over here.
Oh, can you brag about your daughter as Maze Hughes?
Well, I tell you what, Roy. Last weekend, I was at the beach with my daughter, Alicia, and I was taking pictures of her, and I got these great pictures of her, and I know she's a little young for a bikini, but oh my God, she is so adorable. Now listen, Roy, if you got married, you could have a kid, and then you could have an album, and we could have albums, we could exchange albums, it'd be great. Get yourself a wife. How's that? Don't fall on Daddy! Any other questions? Yes?
How long did it take for you to get into voice acting, and how did you first get into voice acting?
Well, I did a lot of acting in theater companies in Dallas and Fort Worth. That's a cities in Texas. And Funimation moved to Texas and had open auditions for Dragon Ball Z, and I always wanted to do cartoon voices. So I gave it a shot and ended up landing Krillin. That's how I got into it. It's pretty quick. Yes.
In Full Metal Alchemist, when Maze Hughes died, how did you feel at that?
Unemployed. For a couple of months. Actually, it was kind of sad, but the director, Mike McFarland, told me that, he said, this is a very important episode, though. I mean, everything, especially on the first season, everything on the second season sort of pivots off this moment. So he gave me the anime originally in Japanese to watch, which we usually didn't have the luxury. So I got to see it and do it and make it a very special thing. Now, when he died and it was aired on television, he said, hey, by the way, you died on TV last night. I went, great. He goes, oh, does that make you mad? And I said, well, yeah. It was such a cool character. And he goes, well, I'm going to show you something that's going to cheer you up. And he took me to all the websites where people were crying because Maze Hughes died the night before. And I said, yes. Made the nation cry. That's nice. Yeah. Yes?
How much fun was it to work with Vic while doing the Full Metal Alchemist?
Is Vic over here?
Yeah,
you know what? I never worked with Vic because we record separately. We record one at a time. I actually didn't meet Vic until I was at a convention. And I saw a bunch of girls surrounding him. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? And he said, that's Vic Mignogna. I said, he's on the show. I said, he's on Full Metal Alchemist. Who's he playing? He said, and I said, what? He's the little kid? Hats off to you, son. Amazing. I was amazed. So yeah, the only time I get to work with Vic is at conventions. The last time I worked with Vic at a convention, it was my birthday, and he got me a cigar. It was awesome. Yeah, so I like smoking with Vic. Let's just say that. Any other questions?
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, hi.
Okay, this is really weird. I've been there too.
It's really weird?
Yeah.
I'll save it. No, what is the question?
It's about Krillin. Since you close Krillin, would you actually tap Android 18?
Android 18, Krillin's sophisticated blow-up doll. Hell yes, I would tap that. All 2 dimensions. I get that first dimension and then go in for the second one. I don't know what that means. Are there children present? This panel will also be educational. I think I want some. I love me some Sonny Strait. Woo! Oh, that's better. Give me a cigar.
What's the new Dragon Ball Z movie like?
Hold on, his face is so rough. I'm still feeling it. Ooh. What about it?
What's the new Dragon Ball movie like?
Like, still not signed a contract, so we can't talk about it. So hopefully it's good. Yes.
Yes, as well as a voice actor and also as a comic book artist, what were your biggest influences?
Comic books, my biggest influences, Wendy Pini, who created ElfQuest, was probably my biggest influence. Yeah, that's good. And I actually was her apprentice for a year and learned a lot from her. Will Eisner, Jack Kirby, big influence. A lot of comic strip artists like Bill Watterson, who did Calvin and Hobbes, was a big influence on me too. Berkeley Breathed, who did Bloom County, another comic strip. So, and as far as acting, my biggest influence in voice acting is Mel Blanc. He did Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Daffy Duck. And if you see the characters I tend to get cast as, you understand why. Yeah. What's up, Doc? Yeah.
So last year at Sunnycon, we had the voice of Dragon Ball Z Nice Guy Vegeta.
Yes, Chris Sabat. Yeah.
And he sang a little song for us in the voice of Vegeta. The lyrics go something along the "My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard."
Yeah,
we were wondering
it's better than yours. Yeah.
We were wondering if Krillin could sort of sing the same song.
No.
See who wins.
But I'll do, let's get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? Must be a circus in town to shut the shit down from this clown. Can I get a witness? Hell yeah. I'll tell you. I like Eminem. No lie. You other brothers can't deny. Yes.
2 questions.
Okay.
1, what would you do if you woke up with your nipples were onions? And the other, to be or not to be?
Well, that is the question. Huh. I'm going to have to say to be, and I would have to be crying because I'd have onions for nipples. But it'd be good if I had a burger, you know, and I was like, just cut off a little bit. What? You don't like my nipple onions? Fine. You don't get any of the burger. It's just me and her eating onion burgers made from nipples. Really took a wrong turn somewhere, and I blame you. Okay, any other questions? No. Yes.
Can you say one of Krillin's funniest lines?
Broadcast.
That sucks.
Could we get it from Krillin?
No.
I do have another question.
I mean, okay, what's your other question?
I've forgotten it.
That is over 9,000! Next question, please. I'm glad you guys have questions. Nothing worse than going to a panel and you see a bunch of people going, in which case I always make everyone ask a question.
Could you do a Mace Hughes line, please?
Okay. My favorite Mace Hughes line is also my favorite line from any anime I've ever done. And it's, "Don't fall on Daddy!" I never get a chance to say that. Well, on my anniversary, sometimes I say, "Please fall on Daddy," but that's another thing. It's not quite the same as, yeah. Daddy-like. Any other questions? No? No more questions? Come on, back here.
Have you seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged? And if so, could you do an impression of Abridged Krillin?
I think Abridged Krillin sounds something like this, if I'm not mistaken. It's really not quite the same at all. It's like you never even heard the show. Actually, though, the original English-speaking Krillin was from Canada, and his name was Terry Clausen, and he sounded a lot like this. As a matter of fact, I got the part because I could sound like him. But as soon as I got the part, we went in another direction. The director at the time said, "You know, that sounds just like Terry." Actually, we recorded in Texas, so it sounded like this. "That sounds just like the original Krillin, but can you do something else?" And I went, "Well, what do you want?" He says, "Well, I mean, Krillin, he's a midget, but he's the world's strongest human being." I said, "So you want like a tough midget?" He goes, "Yeah." I went, "Well, how about like Popeye on helium?" He goes, "What would that sound like?" And I went, "I don't know, something like this. Come on, guys, let's go." And he went, yeah, use that.
I'd say probably one of the weirdest moments of Krillin's lifetime was when he suddenly had hair. What are your thoughts on this matter?
Don't get married if you like staying bald.
Yeah.
You have to do your hair the way your woman says to do it. Even if your woman is, as I said before, a sophisticated blow-up dog. We have other questions in the back. Yes.
Just two questions. Would you do con in Scotland? And what do you prefer, British or American chocolate?
Oh, that's a good question. I prefer any chocolate from Europe over the United States chocolate. Yes. But I love any kind of chocolate. Except Hershey's, that's shite. Right. Other questions somewhere.
Just behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I picked a terrible place to ask a question.
Okay.
But how does it feel to know that when voicing for Dragon Ball Z, a majority of the time it's namely screaming and going,
Own count, which is just brilliant. That's legend. As you guys say, legend. We don't say legend in the States, but I'm bringing it there. I'm bringing legend back. But anyway, I said if I was going to do that show, the first episode, you'd see nothing but bathroom stalls, and then the legs of the Z Fighters underneath the stalls, and you would just hear, like for 20 minutes, right? And then flushing. And that would be episode 1, Dragon Ball Z Abridged. But do they ask me? No, they don't ask me. Do we have other questions?
Yeah.
Yes?
Can you please say Tamaki minus 10 refresher points in Wizard's voice?
Say that again?
Can you please say Tamaki minus 10 refresher points?
Tamaki, minus 10 refresher points. How's that? Any other questions?
Yeah.
But 10 refresher points for you for asking. Thank you. I love a good Mizuzu. Just ask it. Yes, back there.
How easy is it to change your voice from your regular speaking voice to one that's in character? And how long can you maintain your voice in character?
That's a good question. Most of the characters I can do for a while, but like, Krillin talks like this, and I can do that all day. But I do Usopp as well. Usopp on One Piece. And Usopp has a little hitch in his voice like this. And that hitch kills me. I can't do more than like 2 to 3 hours tops when I record him, then I have to stop. But if you know the character really well, it's pretty easy to get into it and create a voice. Like really long series, that's the advantage we have of doing anime, because there's manga. and I like to read the manga and hear the voice in my head as I read it, and go, okay, just do that voice, you know? That answer your question? Good. Next question?
Yep. How do you think Captain Usopp would react if someone asked him to get plastic surgery for his nose?
He would say, no way, that's how I get the chicks. It's very, very pronounced, that nose. Yes?
I've got a couple of questions.
It's weird too, though, because I did Krillin, who didn't have a nose, and then went to Usopp, who had the biggest nose in anime. How does it work? Yes?
One, what do you know about Future Diaries, the series? Are you actually having a part in that or not?
I cannot say.
That is?
Yeah. If we haven't announced it yet, I can't talk about it. That's the rule.
That's no fun.
Well, it's better than not being unemployed. Yeah. Which is what would happen if I did announce things.
Oh.
Although I can say that you guys know about the Lupin the Third new series, A Girl Called Fujiko Mine? Oh, it's coming out soon, and I am playing Lupin the Third, so check it out. It is awesome. It's probably the best illustrated anime I've ever seen. You had a follow-up?
My other question is, I hear you're the psychos from Borderlands.
I am the psychos in Borderlands, yes.
Do you like finger pizza?
Yeah, I do! Yeah, I've done a few video games. You guys seen Explosion Man? I play Explosion Man in that. You guys know Ice Age? You know, we actually did the Ice Age 2 video game in Texas. And we had to sound like the original cast, right? So I was trying to do Sid the Sloth. Is there anyone who cares about Sid the Sloth? And I got cast. But when I got cast, I found out he has no lines. It's just reactions. It was just, you know, so silliness. I also played a character called Dr. Winklemeyer in a game called Comic Jumper. And of course I did the Dragon Ball Z games and the One Piece games. I like doing video games because video games pay a lot more. That's why you get so big name celebrities do video games, because they pay really well. And we have a question in the back. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, if Krillin was actually a Saiyan, what do you think his Saiyan name would be?
Wee one. Very small Saiyan.
I've got two questions actually. One
Okay.
was, my friend asked you before, but I don't think the mic was very clear. She said, would you do a con in Scotland?
What I do in Scotland?
Would you do a convention in Scotland?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I'd have to have an interpreter, but I've noticed that the further north people are from, the harder they are for me to understand. Right? Is that right, Sonny? Yeah, it's right. Don't pretend you use no consonants when you speak. Yeah, I would love to go to Scotland. I actually have some ancestors from there. And from here too, actually. Well, not Sunderland, but somewhere in England. Tuckers, they were.
And the other question I've got is, how are you finding the UK? I mean, aside from the terrible weather, have you got any?
I love it, you know, and I even like the cold weather. I'm from Texas. You guys know a lot of westerns are made in Texas because it's generally very hot and sticky and humid. So, and we don't usually get a good winter. So this is kind of cool to me, you know, to actually experience this and have a reason to put on a heavy coat, which I never do. Any other questions?
Hello, Sonny. Sonny Strait.
Where is that coming from?
Over here.
I can't.
Sonny.
Yeah.
Besides your own anime shows you're involved with, what's your favourite anime theme tunes?
What are my favorite animations?
Anime theme tunes. Theme
songs. Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. That's my favorite anime theme song. You guys don't even remember that. Back in the Dark Ages, before they invented rope, there was an anime called Speed Racer, and I loved it. It's gonna be chasing after someone.
And on you, sir, you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mark 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, you all were like Speed Racer. We'll see it through. Ba ba ba. Go Speed Racer. Go, Speed Racer! Go, Speed Racer, go!
Nice. That's on our upcoming album. Vic and Sunny sing old tunes.
What's the most awkward question you've ever been asked by a fan?
Could I show you my tits? No. That was awkward and awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, when you voiced Ragnarok in Soul Eater...
Oh, yes!
How easy was it to go from the low voice to the high voice?
That was cool because I usually get cast in the cute characters or the dad characters, you know? But this one I didn't even have to audition for. They just said, we want you to play this awesome demon, right? I was like, yeah! You know, I get to be evil and twisted. And then, like a few episodes in, he becomes this chibi thing that just sounds like an angry Krillin. I went, oh, that's why you cast me. That's why. You don't see any other layers to me at all. You just knew this was coming up. Any other questions?
Sonny.
Yeah. Hi.
Can you give us a Destructo disc?
No. Destructo disc! How's that? It's close. Not quite right. Any other questions? Right behind you.
Do you have any funny booth stories?
Yeah, most of we're always cutting up in the booths all the time, right? But you guys know who Sean Schemmel is? Just these people. For those of you who don't know, Sean Schemmel did the voice of Goku on Dragon Ball Z. But he also played many other characters, and I was directing him in Lupin the Third movie, and he was playing a villain. And Sean had terrible gas that day. Am I going to say that? Yeah? He was farting in the booth. And he was like, you don't want to come in here. You do not want to come in. I said, keep that door closed. So it was like Goku and Krillin were yelling at each other all day. And after he finished recording, to his credit, he shut the booth door very quickly and left. Right? And I went on break. And then Laura Bailey was coming in to record. And I had forgotten what had happened in that booth all day. So she goes in the booth, and I said, okay, Laura, this character you're going to play is, and I hear in the booth, what is that smell? And I went, oh, get out of the booth! Abort! Abort! And she's running up, what's that? And I went, ooh, Sean had gas in there. And she said, oh, it just started crying. So I told Sean about that the next day, and Sean said, yes. He's an evil, evil man.
Hello.
Hello.
Over here.
Hi.
Hi. I was wondering, is there any anime character or cartoon character that you've always wanted to voice?
Oh, yeah, but they don't do them anymore. Like Popeye, I would love to do that. That'd be awesome. Yeah, some of the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, I would have loved to do those. So, but as far as anime is concerned, I pretty much got the roles I really wanted. Like, I really wanted Krillin, and I really wanted Lupin, and I really wanted Hughes, and I really wanted Usopp. So, yeah. I really wanted Apachai. You know Apachai on Kenichi? Yeah, I like that one. Kenichi! Appa! Yeah. Any other questions? Say. Oh, down here. Okay, hi.
Can you say bite me when Usopp says a One Piece?
Can I say bite me?
Yeah.
As Usopp from One Piece? Bite me! Bite me! Bite me! Did that answer your question? Okay. Yeah. Yes, Drossel! Do you have a question? What is your question? Stand up, Drossel. Stand up. Wait, hold it to Drossel first. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. So I said to myself,
What kind of materials are you made out of?
what?
What kind of materials are you made out of?
What kind of materials am I made out of? Snips and snails and puppy dog tails, my dear. Now sit your ass down. What is your question?
Do you prefer to act or direct?
Ah, that's a good question. I haven't directed in a long time. When I got published at Tokyo Pop, I just didn't have the time to direct anymore. So I gave up on directing. It's been 7 years, I think, since I directed anything. But there's cool things about both. I mean, somebody asked me if I like drawing better than I like acting, and it's like, I like whatever I'm doing. As long as I'm working creatively, I'm very happy. I don't like writing scripts as much, though. I've done that too, though. Only because it's very tedious after a while. Any other questions?
Yeah, there's a little girl here who wants to ask you a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Do you watch anime?
Yes, I do. Do you watch anime? It's awesome, isn't it? Legend anime is awesome. Right? It's legend. It's a good question. Do you guys like anime? Who in here does not like anime? And who let you in? Well, that guy in the back. Security, this guy right there in the very back there. Any other questions? Yes, right here.
What's your favourite part about voicing Drossel?
Oh, I love doing Drossel because, you know, you tend to get typecast after a while at Funimation, especially if you've been there as long as I have. I've been there for 14 years. And so new directors are always coming in and people tend to recognize you for what you just did. Like I was doing something for one director and there was a fight scene. And I did this fight scene and she goes, "Oh my God, that was awesome. I didn't know you could do fight scenes." And I went, "I was Krillin for 14 years!" I mean, yeah, he loses a lot, but he knows how to fight. Wow, I forgot your question. What was your question? Oh, yeah, Drossel. Favorite thing about Drossel? That's right. Because when I got cast in Drossel, it was a brand new director who didn't know me from anything. And he just went, "Oh, I really like the way you read that." Right? So it was just such a different part for me to do. I don't usually get to play this cold, evil, calculating, twisted, and yet incredibly good-looking, charming, and witty character as Drossel. So yeah, I love doing that. So my favorite thing about it, probably the singing. And if you go to my band's website, I have a band called White Girl. Yes, I do. If you go to whitegirlstudios.com, you can hear my band's version of London Bridge. It rocks. Any other questions? Yes.
What are your personal opinions about Dragon Ball Evolution, the movie? It's a question I asked Chris last year, and I just want to try and get everybody's opinion of it.
Well, I mean, you can't fault him for trying, but we do. Anyway, what a piece of crap. I mean, really. You can say crap here, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's not what you said at one of the cons on YouTube.
Yeah, well, there's a little girl over here who loves anime. I didn't realize it was in the audience before, but yeah, it's a piece of not goodness. But see, here's the thing, too. They don't have Krillin in it, you know? There's like Goku's in a high school. It's like, did you ever see the show? No, you didn't. Why don't you just take what was already made, that was already huge, and make a movie of that? Because there's a reason that it got huge, you know? It's like the Spider-Man movie. The first movie, they focused on almost exactly the way the comic book came out, and boom, it was a big success, right? But Hollywood always forgets that. They always forget, you know, there's a reason that this became popular, and it's not because of something that some executives decided in the boardroom, right? All right, enough of that. I'm getting off this soapbox. It's dizzy. Any other questions? Yes?
How many times on average do you think Krillin has died?
On average, I know exactly how many times Krillin has died. 4 times. Once in Dragon Ball, twice in Z, and once in GT. Now, if you count the remake of Dragon Ball Z, well, yeah, he dies again then. And probably will again, because we're still doing it. Any other questions? Yes?
Sabat's worked on stuff like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
Mr. Bunch and various other characters.
He and I both worked on that together.
I was just about to ask, is there any like jobs, voice in or not voice, that you'd rather forget, worse, embarrassing?
Do you guys have Chuck E. Cheese here?
No.
Okay. Chuck E. Cheese is a pizza parlor. They serve pizza and they have like animatronic animals who play instruments and stuff like that. And the main character of Chuck E. Cheese sounds something like this. It's like a Krillin, but without the scratchy in his voice. Hey, Mom, what's cool? Well, it's Chuck E. Cheese. Bring your kids on down to Chuck E. Cheese. And they had a lot of money and decided they were going to make a Chuck E. Cheese movie with Funimation's help. And so I was recruited to do the storyboards for the dance numbers that Chris Sabat wrote the music to. It's beautiful. You can actually see it on YouTube. It's called The Galaxy 5000. It's a very original plot. Apparently there's a little boy who's an orphan, I think, and they're going to burn down his house unless they get $50,000. So they enter a race, and the first prize is $50,000, and it's the Galaxy 5000. Such an original plot. Never been done before, really, today. I mean, probably tomorrow, maybe, and the day before yesterday, but yeah. Anyway, next question.
What's your favorite video game?
I loved City of Heroes. I played that for a long time. Until I got my contract signed at Tokyo Pop. I negotiated with Tokyo Pop for about 6 months, so I had a lot of time to kill, and I started playing this game, and then I noticed this game was taking a lot of my time. And then when we finally got the ink on the contract, I said, okay, I took it out of my computer and never looked at it again because I couldn't afford the time. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. One question. Have you ever heard of Onion cartoons?
Called what?
Onion cartoons.
Online cartoons?
Onion cartoons.
No, I have not heard of that. Is it good?
It's got they do parodies of Dragon Ball Z and call them Dragon Ball P and Dragon Ball
okay.
PP as well.
Oh, maybe I have seen those. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are insane. Any other questions? Hello. Okay, over here. Blue hair.
Dragon Ball, who would you say like your favorite evil character was?
Vegeta. I like Vegeta first of all because he's a redemption story character. You know, I mean he never really is fully redeemed. He's still a bad man, but he's a nice bad man toward the end. You know, at least he's cooperative. But he's just cool. You know. Yeah.
Have you ever fainted while voice acting?
Fainted while voice acting? Who do you know who's done that?
The voice actor for Goku.
Oh, he's a wuss. No, but I've come close. Yeah, I get lightheaded, especially when you're doing those power-ups that last 3 minutes. That can really make you see spots. But luckily, I've never passed out.
Oh,
and
hi.
Hi. Wave. There you are. Hi.
Is there any video games you would have liked to do if you had a chance? Like Final Fantasy, something like that?
None that come to mind, but I would be happy to do any. You know, as I said, they pay very well. It's a terrible answer. Another question?
Hi.
Yes.
I remember my question.
Okay. It comes full circle.
Yeah. What are your 5 top tips for people who want to get into the industry, whether it's in animation, character design, direction, voice acting?
My tips for people who want to get into the industry: 1, get your CPA, Certified Public Accountant degree, something to fall back on, get your business degree. No. I think, first of all, you need to get experience. Because, especially in acting today, the voice acting industry has grown so much in the past 14 years. Most of your competition have about 10 years of experience. So, take acting classes in school if you're in school, do community theater work, just get out there and get some experience because you're going to need it when you go to the audition. As far as drawing and comics, you just draw and draw and draw. There is There's an artist named Dave Sim who did a book called Cerebus. And I met him 20-something years ago when I first started drawing comics. And he said, every cartoonist has 200 horrible pages in their system. And you got to get them out of your system as soon as possible. And for me, that was a very freeing concept because it was like, okay, this is going to suck for 200 pages. So I didn't worry about messing up the page. I just messed up the page. That's, you know, it's all about learning, right? And funny, I mean, I was published before 200 pages were up, but it still looked like crap, right? But somebody thought it was worth paying some money for. And the closer I got to 200, the bigger the contracts got. So yeah, just get your experience. That's the main thing. Any other questions? Yeah.
Which one of the Dragon Ball Z series sagas would be your favourite? And why?
Probably the Android Saga, because that was the one where he first falls in love with 18, and that was my first role, right? And we have to match those mouth flaps on the screen, which is very challenging, especially when you're first starting out. But there was a scene where Krillin has this device that's going to shut down the robots, right? The androids, and he stomps on it. But before he does, he has this internal monologue, this struggle. And I got to say this without trying. I didn't have to match mouth flaps because it was all mental. And after I did this long monologue with him, I suddenly realized I know who this guy is. And he really clicked with me. So that will always be a special series for me. Yes?
There's a question here from Andrews, 18, 16 and 18? No, 17 and 18, sorry.
It's my wife and my brother-in-law. Hi.
Hi, honey. Hi, brother-in-law. Don't kill me again.
I got a bit confused there.
How do you feel going from like a secondary character that was Krillin, to a main character that was Bardock?
Oh, you mean badass character that is Bardock? Yeah, I love playing Bardock. That was cool. Very unexpected, but a great role. Another redemption story, you know, because he starts off as a bad guy and, you know, comes around. A lot of people ask me who do I think would win in a fight between Bardock and Krillin. And Krillin, obviously. I know it doesn't sound right, but Bardock, you know, was in it from a time when nobody was nearly as strong as what they are, you know, in Dragon Ball Z. And, you know, Krillin, yeah. Think about how long Bardock lasted against Frieza and how long Krillin lasted against Frieza. And even though they both died, Krillin came back and cut off Frieza's tail. Nobody had ever done that to him before. So he'll always remember that bald-headed bastard in the afterlife. Any other questions? Yes?
Of all the Dragon Ball fight scenes, which one's your favourite?
That's hard, because there's so many of them. I really like the scene where Frieza kills Krillin. When he just lifts him up in the air and squeezes him, he's like, and he explodes. And he's all bloody and floating. Yeah, that's got to be my favorite. It's short but sweet. Yes?
When you're voicing a character, do you ever feel as though that you're actually becoming the character themselves?
Yeah, when I voice a character, especially when a bigger role like Lupin the Third or something, because Lupin the Third sounds like this. It's like my own voice, just a little more smarmy. And after I do it all day, I kind of get into that groove, and I go home, and my wife goes, "You were recording Lupin today, weren't you?" And I went, "How do you know?" "Oh, right. How do I speak?" Yeah, something like this. Hi, honey, I'm home. Yes.
What is your favorite One Piece episode?
Definitely. Well, he sings the Sogeking song, right? That's gotta be my absolute favorite. But before that, when he's really in this period of self-doubt, you know, and he's crying and screaming at the same time, love that. I mean, there was one point while I was recording that I actually cried, and that has never happened to me before. That I'm acting and I'm like, oh crap, I'm actually crying. I'm actually feeling his pain. It was good. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Just wondering, what are your feelings on big name actors who seem to be plucked out of the movie industry to star in animations, rather than choosing someone like yourself who's got more experience to play a lead role?
Whatever they, I mean, if it helps sell the product, whatever, they probably won't stay around long when they realize how hard it is, and really not as well paid as some of the other things they could be doing, But if it helps sell the product, it's great, because if they keep selling the product, then we keep getting to do this, and you guys keep getting the anime, because what you guys buy in the English language even helps support the Japanese people and helps them make more of these things so we can keep going. Yeah?
As Ragnarok, why do you believe Corona so much?
Because she won't get out of my way, or he won't get out of my way. What is that? Is it a boy or a girl? We haven't really decided, have we?
Anyway, I hate Krona. Hate it.
Are you Krona? You kind of look like Krona.
Hate you, Krona.
Not you, this one behind you. Yes, another question. Yes.
I know many people don't like it, but GT and Super Saiyan 4, what are your opinions on it?
I'm not going to say. I'm going to plead the fifth on GT. GT's okay, but see, the thing about GT is Akira Toriyama had quit by then, right? So the magic that he was given to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, it just, in my opinion, just wasn't really there, So, it's all right.
Hello,
yeah.
Megan.
Hello.
Very controversial topic among me and my friends is which series of Brotherhood we prefer.
Yeah.
Did you, or Fullmetal Alchemist, did you prefer Brotherhood or the original series?
Okay, she's asking about Brotherhood or the original series. Raise your hand if you prefer Brotherhood. Put your hands down. How many prefer the original series? It's about split. It's almost always a split. I mean, I like things about both. Who likes things about both? Oh, there's like a third group of people. You too? Yeah, so, I mean, I like, if you just think like Hughes' death scenes, I think the first one was done so much better and fluidly, and it was just poetry, the way it was set up, right? But there's some closure that happens in Brotherhood that you don't really get. I mean, he's actually saying goodbye to his family as he dies. And it also is more drawn out, it's more dramatic. So, I mean, I kind of like elements of both, really, But if I had to pick one, I'd have to say the first series. Yeah. But I do like that they tried to do it again and be closer to the manga. I thought that was awesome. Anything that keeps the franchise going. Any other questions?
Hi. Could you do a Bardock impression?
Frieza, we don't work for you anymore. Got it?
How's that?
You know the new Bardock special where Bardock goes Super Saiyan?
Yeah.
What's your opinion of it?
I hope we get it, just so I can play Bardock again. It's all right. I saw it. It was cute. Kind of like a filler. So, but cute. I liked it. Any other questions?
How high do you believe the Krillin own count will get in Dragon Ball Abridged?
How what?
How high do you think the Krillin owned count will get in Abridged?
Krillin own count. I don't know. What's it up to now? Probably about maybe 400,000. Maybe over 9,000, honestly. If I'm going to be... They should have a special day where the Krillin own count goes over 9,000. That would be good. Yes?
We know that Edward Elric thinks that Colonel Mustang's sexy in a miniskirt. So what do you think as Ms. Hughes and is Colonel Mustang in a miniskirt?
Well, I tell you what, Roy. I was thinking about you the other day. I was just walking alone and thinking about all the times we had together talking on the phone and everything. And I just thought, man, you would look dead sexy in a miniskirt. That's what I think. Yowie! Okay, do we have any other questions that are not skating along Yowie lines?
I've got two questions.
Where are you? Okay.
What, have you read the Black Butler manga series?
No, that's one of the few I haven't read that I'm in. I want to, though. Is it good? Yeah, it looks good. I need to get around to it. We actually did my part pretty quickly, so I didn't get a chance to actually research it.
who's your favourite Black Butler character that isn't Russell?
I don't know. I'd have to. You know, honestly, Black Butler's not my kind of show. I like it, okay, you know, but my kind of show is like One Piece. Thank you, Luffy. I like those wacky shows that have heart, you know. But I mean, I can see the appeal, but it's really. Wait, how many women in here like Black Butler? Raise your hand. How many guys? See, that's what I'm saying. It's more of a girl show, you know. And I'm all man.
Ooh.
Yeah, all 5 foot 7 feet of me. You guys don't measure in feet, inches, do you? No.
No.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yes. Hi.
Sonny, are you looking forward to seeing the new Super Saiyan God mode?
Super Saiyan God mode?
Yep.
What's
on
that?
the new movie, Battle of the Gods.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I know it's not out yet.
Okay.
Are you looking forward to it?
If we pick it up, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. What time do we have? What time is it now? Does anyone know? 1:30? Okay, we're almost done. We have time for like a couple more questions. Anyone have a question?
Question
Yes?
over there? You go, 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 go.
Yeah, Misako X was on before and mentioned the Superman versus Goku fight and said he thought it was a fair outcome. What's your opinion, Sonny?
What did he just say?
Superman won.
Superman won.
And he thought it was a fair outcome. What do you think?
What is he talking about?
Fair outcome fight.
Which fight?
There was a
Superman and who?
Goku.
Oh, Superman and Goku. Who won? No, I don't believe that would work. Well, I don't know. I mean, depends on which Superman you're talking about. I mean, old school Superman could push the planet out of orbit. You know, so Goku couldn't do that. But I think if Superman today against Goku, I don't think he'd win. Yeah. The Spirit Bomb would take him out. Yeah. One more question. Anyone? It's good we ran out of time because we ran out of questions.
Anna?
Yeah?
If you could physically be like any anime, manga, or game character, who would you be?
If I could physically be... You know what? I would be Krillin. But I would not hang around with people from outer space who outclass me. I would get a superhero costume, go to some city like Batman, and just rule. That's what I would do. Krillin is really wasting his time hanging out with Super Saiyans because he's completely outclassed. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end for me. I want to thank you so much for showing up, first of all. And also, I have a few of my comic books left, not many, but I'm going to be at this table right outside, so you can come and get one if you want. They're £4. And you had one, what? Is there anything else? No? Okay. So thank you so much for showing up. Kamehameha, and have a great day. Thank you.